everyone, and welcome to the Purpose Summit. I'm Sue Erda. I'm your host for this event, and I am a publisher at Powerful You Publishing. And we are so grateful to bring to you these incredible authors who are contributors to the upcoming book, Women Living on Purpose. And this summit is for you to meet them so you can get to know something about them, and they're going to share some wisdom with you, some tips, some things that they have learned through their own life journey. And that's what they're here for. And I know that's what you're here to hear about. And today, I'm really excited to be talking with Sheila Dunn. I know Sheila, I've known her for many years, actually. She was part of our women's networking organization, and also she was a contributing author to a past book in 2014, and now she's decided to share a story in this book as well. And I think it's just a beautiful story that she shares, and I know you'll enjoy it. So I'm going to read a brief introduction of Sheila, and then we'll get started talking with her. Sheila Dunn lives in Connecticut. After her retirement from Hartford Financial, she pursued many new interests, including obtaining her Master Garden certification and becoming a Simple Abundance Close to Home certified workshop leader. Sheila danced with the Connecticut Sun senior dance team, the Sunsationals, for many years, 8 years. They performed at the Connecticut Sun's women's basketball games. She was a contributing author to the anthology I mentioned, Pathways to Vibrant Health and Well-Being, in 2014. She participates in many volunteer opportunities in her community and is an active member of the Connecticut Renewal Team for the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program Advisory Council. And Sheila, I'm happy to welcome you today. How are you?
I'm doing good today. Thank you so much for letting me be here today and be a part of this whole event.
Absolutely. We're so happy to have you. And, you know, it's all about, it's joyful for me to talk to you. And that's what your topic is about, creating more joy and how to live purposefully in each moment, because frankly, that's what brings us joy. So I love this topic that you've chosen. And Sheila, you know, what would you say? We'll start with a big question, right? What would you say is a one principle or a practice that has had a profound impact on your life? And if others would follow this practice or principle that you use, that they might have the same joyful results that you do?
I think one practice that I have that's been so beneficial to me is my gratitude journal. Back in 2008, I retired from the corporate world, and I decided that in the morning I like to do a reading or something spiritual or self-help, and I picked up Sarah Bombarnik's book, Simple Abundance. And Sarah promotes a gratitude journal. And when I got online to look at what was happening with Sarah at that time in 2008, she was offering a course in LA to become a leader in your local area. And I was like, oh, I am so into that. And I said, if I was going to be going to her course, I needed to start doing a journal of gratitude. I had tried it before. And what would happen is I do a few days, put it aside. 3 weeks later, I pick it up. I'd be mad at myself for not doing it. So I had a goal. I wanted to do it. I wanted to see the results. And in the beginning, I would be like during the day, oh, that I'm going to write that in my gratitude journal. Oh, that's a good thing to do. After I got over that period of time and just let it be, I realized I had so much to be grateful for. One of the things I found is that I don't like doing gratitude journal in the evening. I don't go to bed at the same time, and it just wasn't working. So I do my gratitude in the morning with my first cup of coffee, and I've been doing it ever since 2008. 99% of the time, there are days I forget it because you have to change a routine, a doctor's appointment. But what I found is that actually writing my gratitude is so beneficial. That few seconds you're writing it, you're not thinking about anything else. So for maybe 2 seconds, all the worries, all the fears are gone. And I do write 5 gratitudes. Sometimes I write more. And it's funny, I had a friend once say to me, don't you write the same thing every day? And I said, no, there's so much to be grateful for. I can write the same thing every day, and it can be as simple as this cup of coffee is awesome, or it can be very profound. And I look forward to it in the mornings. That's my routine, and that has changed my life because I realized I have so much to be grateful for.
Yeah, I'm with you, Sheila. I love that too. And I am, sporadic like you are a little bit. I go back and forth. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. I do get into a rhythm sometimes, and I'll go for, even months. I've gone for months writing gratitudes, but then I skip it and I forget. And though I do it different ways. So sometimes it's the journal, but then sometimes I just think about it. If I'm out on a walk, I think about it. I might even say things out loud to myself, about what I'm happy about, grateful for.
Yes.
And it's really a beautiful practice. Yeah, I that is life changing. Yep, it sure is. I know, Sheila, you do a lot of things that bring you joy. And I know one of the things that you wrote about in the free ebook that everybody received when they signed up for this summit is your tip was about volunteering and what that did in your life, or I'd like to know actually what it did in your life. You told us about how wonderful it is to volunteer and how to get involved with volunteering. But will you tell us about that, where you volunteer and what it's done for you?
Sure. I I've basically always did some kind of volunteering over the period of my life. And a lot of times I had to do with washing dishes at either a food, a kitchen, um, or right. Most recently, I was washing dishes at the senior center. I would go do my exercise, have lunch there, and then volunteer wash dishes twice a week. And I was there with a friend, and we would dance around and just have a good time doing that. Um, but I've done a lot of volunteering with children. I really enjoy being with children. I've done something, the Catch program, which was a program teaching children about eating healthy and exercising. And we also gave them a healthy snack. And most recently, over the last 6 years, I've been mentoring at a school with a one-on-one. I had a boy for 3 years, and I was working with a little girl. And these are grades 3 to 5. And then everything shut down last year. And so I was missing my many opportunities with being with kids and helping out. And I was fearful. I'm in the age group that I needed to be cautious last year. So I didn't really want to go out and do a lot of food delivery. But what I found that really helped me last year was I was able to work through the volunteer program that I'm involved in, where I am on the advisory council. And they were looking for people to work with children, either reading, helping the different grades, different requirements. So I got to work with a little boy, teaching him his sight words. And we both had whiteboards, and it was just a 20-minute engagement that we had. But it was so exciting to see him on the screen, and he would look at the word and say it and write it. Very rewarding. Next week will be my last week with him. And I'm hoping that in the fall, they go back to the mentoring program. I really enjoyed the mentoring because it had nothing to do with academics. It was a one-on-one hour with a little person. And my hope is that, and they kind of reinforced it, that just listening to a child, listen to whatever they have to say. Some days we just played. Other days there was a little more profound conversation generated by the little one. So I love doing that. The other thing I did last year was write note cards to people in nursing homes, people I didn't know. And that was fun because I knew that whatever I wrote on the card was going to bring somebody some joy. And well, since we were in such a strange place last year, one of the things was I ran out of cards. So I was using Valentine's Day cards and crossing off Valentine's Day and just say, happy day, with all the hearts and the brightness. It was all good.
Beautiful. I love it. I'm listening to you, and even talking about this brings you joy.
It
So,
does.
volunteering, we think of it as giving to someone else and doing something for someone else, but it sounds like the gift is really for you too.
Definitely the gift is for me. Yes, I do get a lot out of it. I think about helping the children and I think, no, they're helping me so much. So
Yeah.
I'm so it all comes back to being grateful for having that opportunity to do that and reach out. And I think the important thing is it's finding the right connection. Some people wouldn't enjoy doing what I do, working with the children, but to find what works for you and how you can help. I've done things over the years where I volunteered and I wasn't comfortable and you just don't get good vibes, good energy off it. So you have to find something that really fits your needs. And it
Yes.
doesn't have to be a lot of hours either.
Yeah. That's great. So it's not one size fits all, and really you can find something that brings you joy too. I love that. So, Sheila, with people that are listening today, what is the one thing that you would like them to take away from this talk that you're giving today?
I think what I would like people to know is you always have a choice. And I know early in my life, I didn't realize that, but I was making choices, but I really didn't think about it. Where now I know that every moment we're making a choice. I made a choice to write this chapter. It's exciting. Um, and that leads you down a certain path, whatever decisions you make. And I just want people to know that even though whatever has happened in your past, wherever you are today, you have a choice. And it's all up to you to really kind of create the joy in your life and find out what that joy is. If you're like me, there's a time in my life when I forgot what my joy was. I forgot what really juiced me up. And I had to do that by quieting my mind. And little by little, it all didn't happen overnight, but I kind of remembered. And one of the things to think about what you like to do as a child. Uh, and more, I'd say the last few years, they were at the local community college. There was a course offered on stargazing. Oh, I was on that right away, signed right up because I forgot. I love the planets. I love the universe. I love the stars. And that brought me so much joy. Now, that being said, sometimes your friends or family might say, what are you doing? And it can put negativity in your mind. So you have to be strong and make that choice. What really brings you joy?
Yeah, I love that. Right. Listen to your own heart. Listen to the whispers of
Yeah.
what is coming from you and what is attracting you. Now, you mentioned about 2020. It was a tough year for lots of people. Everything changed, much of it changed. And yet you said that, you were in isolation and yet you thrived. So tell me about that. Tell us, how did you come to that feeling where you were able to not get stuck in what could have been tough?
Well, I reflect back to a year ago, March, and we all heard things were going to shut down, maybe for a couple of weeks. I went out, bought the food, stocked up on the paper goods. And then I realized this is going on a little longer. I was not going to give up my life for what was happening. I was disappointed. I had so many theater tickets that I had to get the money back. I had a vacation planned. And one of the things I loved was the dancing on the senior dance team, that there were no basketball games and there was going to be no audition to find out if I was going to make the team. So I could feel a sadness. And I just wasn't going to let that I wouldn't let it take me over. So I decided, what could I do to be in a good place? And I made a list of friends to call and, friends and acquaintances. I made sure I talked to somebody every day because I do live alone. So I knew I was going to have a challenge. I it started to do a number of Zoom sessions. And they say what you put out, you get back. I don't even know how I got involved in some of these sessions, but it was exciting. And the exciting thing was there was a couple of them that were thousands of people were on, and they would break the group down into smaller groups. And I was meeting people from around the world. Awesome. And so my world was expanding, even though I was in the house. And that led to another Zoom session I was on, and I was learning new things, and I was taking a course online, and I don't feel deprived. I celebrated the holidays. The thing was making sure I was talking to somebody on Zoom or on the phone every day.
Yeah. And so it comes back to what you said earlier. You always have a choice.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, because we were all dealt the same thing, it was there for us, and it ends up being how you handle it. And I can see you still have that joy. Like you're excited about life and engaged in life. I mean, you and I, we've lived a lot of life, and, and it's good, and we go through some stuff, and just like last year was something that's going to be remembered forever. It's a once in 100-year thing. So I love that you found some joy in that too, and that you decided to connect. And that's really, I think, a really great advice. Connect on your own, find something for yourself. Don't wait for it to come to you. So I love that you did that. You're very much an inspiration, Sheila. Thank you for that. So, and now, I know you decided to share a story in this anthology book, and I know it's kind of funny. I'd like you to tell the listeners, why did you decide to do this? I kind of know why, but tell the listeners.
Well, there's a couple of reasons why I wanted to do this. When I got the email about the opportunity, I was, I have a story to tell. There's something I want to share with the world. Okay, that's a good thing. Or maybe not. Maybe it isn't a good story. I don't know. No, I think it is. So I made it after 24 hours. I made a decision. And that's when I contacted you and said, I want to go forward. There was part of the story that I really haven't shared, only with a handful of people in my life, because it had to do with some shame. And as a 10-year-old little girl, that was not my shame. We all know that, but it's still in your head. And I don't need to hold on to the story anymore. And my hope is my story helps someone, just one person. That would be, what a gift to me that would be. I want people to know that they're not alone with what they go through, and that there is a future. When I was 10, I really didn't think there was a future. So I was so happy to get that story out, but there's a couple of stories going on in my little chapter. And so I hope everybody really enjoys it. But the other thing that went on with doing the chapter was, it's scary, it's stressful. You have to give up something to write this chapter. It's exciting. And so all these emotions, all these feelings are going around in my head. I shouldn't have done this. Oh, I should have kept this story in here. Not let people know this. But all that's whirling around in your head. And that's when you know you're alive, is when you have all those emotions. You have the fear. And you do, there's a stepping stone. And Kathy and Sue, you've done a great job and laying things out, great training for all of us. And each step to get to the end, to reach my goal of this chapter, made me feel proud that I was able to accomplish it. And yes, it is fearful and I have doubts, but you know what? I'm alive and I'm not sitting on my couch.
Yeah. What you said, Sheila, that is so great. That is like the gift for us. That's why we do this, because it can be very cathartic. It can be very exciting. And sometimes that little bit of fear that we have about doing it and exposing ourselves, telling somebody something, what happens though is that you'll hear from somebody and they'll say, thank you for saying that, because you are making me feel brave in my life, or give me courage to know that it's going to be okay. So that's like a beautiful thing. I'm so happy that you decided to do it and step up and step into it with us, because it's really great. And so thank you for that. I appreciate it. And so Sheila, I know that there are people that will want to contact you or reach out to you, maybe to just, maybe you can share something with them about volunteering or some more of your experience about joy, or they'll just be caught up by your spirit and they might want to reach out to you. So how can they do that?
They can email me, and that would be at smdunn12@AOL.com. Yes, I said AOL. Yeah, you have to remember I'm retired, and so I don't have a website. So I would love to hear from someone if they had a similar story, or just would like to bounce something off me. I would love to hear from them.
Awesome. And you're on Facebook too, right, Sheila?
I am, yes.
Yeah. So somebody could also reach you
Yes,
on there at Sheila Dunn. They could find
yes.
you. Okay, terrific. Well, Sheila, thank you so much. I'm so grateful that you decided to share this story. I'm happy to do this with you again. And, it's going to be a great year, I think. And I think you today, and through your tip in the ebook, will inspire somebody to go out there and volunteer and give more of themselves and receive that great joy. So thanks so much.
Well, thank you so much for letting me do this.
Oh, yeah, we're thrilled to have you. And listeners, thank you for being here with us. Thank you for signing up for this summit and for your interest in this, because I know that you are living your own life on purpose, and that's why you're here and you want to do more of that. So be sure to listen to more of the summit. Also read that free ebook, that tips ebook that you got when you signed up for the summit. And on June 29th is our launch day. We're having a 99-cent Kindle launch on launch day only. So you can go to Amazon and do that. But actually, if you come to our website, we will guide you to where to do that. And then after you buy the Kindle book or the paperback book, you can come back to our website with your Amazon receipt, plug it in to our form on our website, and you'll get access to tons of free gifts from our partners, from our authors. It's really great. It's like a win-win-win all the way around. You will love it. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thanks for your energy and time. And thanks for doing everything that you do to be on purpose in the world. Bye for now.